maybe I'm self-indulged, but it wasn't until just now that I had the realization that this episode's kind of weird, that we're just hyping ourselves up.
I know.
But we didn't pull these comments. We didn't write the comments. What if we did, though? What if we actually wrote all of these? Miss Areno says, I love this gymnast. That is short and sweet. I love this gymnast.
No name.
This gymnast.
Yes. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Couple Things.
With Shawn and Andrew.
A podcast all about couples.
And the things they go through.
Let's be brutally honest. Today is a hot mess.
I need this episode that we're about to record.
I know.
It's fine.
Are you good?
It's fine. I am having a tough little stretch, but in the big picture.
I woke up with a tough stretch too.
But we're here.
We're here. I love you.
I love you too.
So today's podcast, we thought we would take a little break from the usual kind of content and dedicate this one to you guys, because you guys have truly been the most awesome community. We've loved building this community. And so we thought we would do an episode on positive comments.
Here's what's cool is you hear people all the time talk about trolls online and, oh my gosh, like there's so many hate speech shit like going on, so much hate speech going on. How do you deal with it? And honestly, we lucked out.
We did luck out.
Because the group of people that we're surrounded by is so generous with advice, with compliments, encouragement. And so I really feel like we don't have to deal with a lot of the negative side of the internet. Mm-hmm. And that's all because of you. So thank you.
I do want to say though, we do have a lot of like haters, which is totally fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But something that we love about our community and something that we love about Family Made, which we just started, is it's truly like our community who has become part of our family and helped us through some really, really hard times. Which
was the highlight of the tour that we did a couple months ago, was to see you face to face, hear your stories, and get to know you on a different level. So anyway, we're lucky to interact with you on a day-to-day basis. But for this episode, we wanted to pull some of the positive comments that have been left all across different platforms, YouTube, podcast, Instagram, etc., and just kind of react to them. Mm-hmm. So Yeah.
I was going to say, before we get started, if you haven't yet subscribed to the show, please do so on wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm actually doing this. Yeah. Also, check out familymade.com. That's our new venture, our new project, and we're obsessed with it. And lastly, if you guys haven't joined us yet on AMP, we do have a new morning show.
That's right.
Every Monday at 10:30 on AMP. It is Over Easy with the East, where we talk about what's going on in the world.
It's more of a radio show, hot topic focused, whereas a podcast is like, fully digested and produced content.
Yeah.
The AMP is just kind of live reactions to current events.
And you can call in, which is super fun.
But one thing that is worth noting is that shirt that you're wearing, the Star V. Mm-hmm. I went to Vanderbilt. That's where the shirt's from. And that logo is now out of date. So breaking news across the sports world, Vandy has updated their logo.
Okay.
And
this
caught a lot
vintage.
of slack. Yeah, it is vintage. There you go. I like that.
It's vintage. That makes you sound old.
Let's roll into this.
Let's do it.
So, again, we are proud of the community that has been built. And I don't know how much credit we can take for it. Probably not a lot, but honestly, it's just the good people that follow us. And so we love reading your comments. Mm-hmm. That's something that we invest a lot of time and resources into. And so many of them are like sweet, wholesome, encouraging tips, right? But anyway, what?
Nothing. I feel like we're going to both get very awkward when we start reading these, because it's very hard for us to digest positivity. That's probably something we should work on, but it's hard for us to accept comments or compliments.
I feel like that's a pretty par for the course thing, like having a difficult time accepting comments. And here's why.
Compliments.
A lot of times we struggle with seeing the good qualities about us because we're so focused on the negative things that we know have been like this morning. That's what's happened in the past 30 minutes. I couldn't figure out the freaking live stream, and I'm like, I'm an idiot. But they don't know that.
Yeah. We do have a rule here. No self-deprecation. You didn't verbalize.
I'm a freaking idiot, dude.
You didn't verbalize any of it until now, but we all felt it.
That I'm an idiot?
No.
I knew you
No.
thought that, but now it's out there.
Babe.
All right.
Okay, anyways, these are from YouTube and from the podcast. So before we get started, thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
All right, first one. Here's a quote. I have always appreciated your honesty. You both have unmistakably grown individually and together, but the most fun for me as a witness has been seeing how much your united adoration for your children has made you both better people all the way around. From Laura Hall. Dang, dude, that
might make me cry.
I'm about to
That's
tear up a
really
little bit
sweet.
right there.
Laura, thank you.
In that paragraph right there, I feel like that summarizes why I'm so glad to be doing what we do. Is like, first of all, on a personal level, you and I can reflect back on like the videos of the birth of our child. But then also, it's crazy. We've been making videos since we were engaged.
I know. It's also crazy and cool to see firsthand, like from Laura's comment, that you guys have seen us grow, which is really, really cool. We are the first to admit we are not perfect. We do not have a perfect marriage. We are not perfect people. We are not perfect parents.
Speak for yourself. I'm kidding.
Alrighty.
But more importantly, we hope with all the videos that we share to not only show how we're growing and the mistakes and things that we're learning, but also that you could grow alongside of us. And our stories spark conversations with your own life. So thank you, Laura.
Next one says, Andrew, you are a true champion, patient and kind.
And I'm a freaking idiot.
I am blessed. Stop it. You are.
I'm kidding.
You are. And I have become really thick-skinned
Yeah.
when it comes to like negative comments about myself. But if you come after my husband, whew,
Or for sure the kid, though.
or the kids, I get feisty, and you need to be appreciated more.
I appreciate that, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Your volume is
Next
continually going
up,
down.
Shawn has nerves of steel. I love that. And honestly, it's
Random. I don't know where that came from.
pretty true. Shawn is the fiercest female I know. And one of the fiercest people,
Thanks.
to be honest.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Next one.
I mean that both as a compliment and as a confession of I'm a little bit scared of you.
Okay, good.
But-
You should be. I will say, if I ever get nervous, I just like shut off emotion, which is probably not healthy, but I've just learned how to do that. Next one. Truly, you two make me proud. Life is tough, but having someone you can connect to, are able to talk things over with openly and honestly, makes the tough days so much easier to go through. Your podcast is amazing. So glad you choose to do this. From Cindy Lou.
Wow, what Cindy Lou who
Cindy Lou
decided
who?
to comment. Thank you so much.
I'll do the next one. It says, I love Andrew and his toothpick always in his mouth. Always. It brings back memories of my great grandpa who lived to the age of
What?
104.
Let's go.
Who, for as long as I can remember, always had a toothpick in his mouth. Thank you for bringing back amazing memories of one of the greatest men I've ever known.
That is
Jessica Carpenter.
so funny.
That's really sweet.
Again, I feel like a distillation of like, just it's funny. That's just funny.
It
I'm not
is.
going to try to be deep with that, actually.
Yeah, don't.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to say how you did. What? I was going to say, how did you walk in those heels, Shawn? But hey, you did win on a gold on balance beam. So that is a lot harder. That's Poggy,
Okay.
Tennessee.
I don't know what heels you're referring to, but a lot of practice.
Both a compliment of your fashion and your balance.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wow. So first, I love your family. Thanks for sharing. This podcast is always so good. Just saying, had to rewatch it 5 times to write down all the info. You two are really amazing people. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much this particular episode has helped the whole family. So thank you both, Christine Henry. That's truly, again, we never ever want to try to teach or preach because we don't know what we're doing and we're just kind of navigating life to the best of our abilities. But our goal is that we can be relatable and we can make people not feel isolated, and we can make people feel like if they got through it or if they're going through it, then I feel normal as well. So I just love when people can connect to an episode.
Thank you, Christine. All right, now there's a whole section on comments about Shawn's laugh. Very excited to read these. Katie Max says, your laugh is the best.
Thanks.
I agree. Amy Lynn says, your laugh is so good. I also agree. Dog Mom, Human Mom says, you're going to be that grandma who anytime someone reminisces, the first thing they'll say is you have the best laugh.
I like that.
A little glimpse from the future there.
Yeah.
Michaela says, literally the funnest thing about your video is Shawn's laugh.
Thank you.
When you lose it, though,
I
it is
know.
the best. When you go to the cackle, it's awesome.
There was something that happened the other day. We're going to have to find the clip and pull it off of our security cameras. But Andrew was out of town for American Ninja Warrior. And Drew's been kind of going through the ringer with ear infections. And she just hasn't been like her normal self. So I was hanging outside with Drew and Jet. And Drew just had a little glimpse of energy and excitement and just humor. And out of nowhere, she acted like she was going to bite my nose, like hard. And it scared me. So my first reaction was like, oh my gosh. And she thought it was hysterical. So then she tried to do it again. And it became this game. And I can't even describe. She came running at me, tackled me, and tried to bite my nose. And then she was like, oh, Mama, you okay? Mama, you okay? And she acted so concerned. And then she like looked away for a few seconds and then like sneak attacked me. And I lost it. And she kept doing this for like 10 minutes. And I don't think I've laughed that hard in years.
It's so funny. Drew has always laughed at scaring other people.
Which is scary.
And Jet laughs at getting hurt so far.
Yeah.
So Drew will like bonk him on the head with something and he'll like flinch and then laugh. It's so funny. I'm pumped to watch them play together.
Oh, babe, breaking news for you.
What?
This happened right before I came over here.
Okay.
Jet got his first bloody nose.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's like,
all good?
All good, but I thought you might be proud and concerned, but
He fell off the step on the back porch, I bet.
no.
What happened?
He was just crawling around, face planted, bloody nose.
Really? Okay. Is it stopped? Is it?
Oh, yeah. I was like,
all right. You're just giving me bare minimum details here.
No, he's
bloody
great.
nose.
Bloody
Yeah,
nose.
he's at the hospital now.
Drew punched him in the face.
Yeah. Last one about your laugh. Little Nickel says your laugh is the best.
Thank you.
Wow. A lot of people feel that way.
Another comment. I find it fascinating that I discovered you through one of your first breastfeeding videos, and now I've come to learn just how much more awesome the both of you are. Just goes to show that people can be more than just one thing for the rest of their lives. I'm so glad I follow you guys. Great motivation. Patricia McKissack.
I do think I'm so proud of you, babe. And I'm going to make a comparison between you and Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And how Taylor started as this country artist and now has evolved into something so much more. You started as a gymnast and you've evolved into something so much more. So
thank you. And this is going to sound terrible. I agree. Not with the Taylor Swift not with the Taylor Swift thing. But I agree that you and I have been able to reinvent ourselves and continually strive to like do something different. And I think that's been completely out of passion and determination and drive. But I will say, before I met you, I was completely kind of like paralyzed by fear of failing at something new. So I was stuck within this identity of being a gymnast, and I didn't think I could be anything else. And I had never really been around someone who had encouraged me to truly fail and not care what people think and kind of get outside of my own boundaries. And you really unlocked that for me, which has been incredible.
I appreciate that. I feel like I've been blessed with the understanding that it's not necessarily about the results.
No.
As much as it is about the purpose.
And you taught me that, and I love that.
Anyway, I'm going to let me read this one about myself.
I'll read it.
Andrew, you're so hard on yourself.
Baby.
I'm kidding.
Joe Schmo doesn't walk off the street into an NFL team practice and then
I will read it now. And then get to put it on his resume. You put in the work, you put in the years, you were good at your sport, and just because you weren't the best doesn't mean you don't have something to be proud of.
It says you were very good at your sport.
I don't have, you always like coddle me whenever I make self-deprecating jokes, but the joke does not come from a place of like self-consciousness. It's me literally acknowledging like, wow, that didn't pan out like I thought it would. So I'm not like,
I will say this. I've seen a common trend in the past 6 years we've been married. In the past 11 years we've been together.
What?
And that is, whether out of humor, out of humility, out of comedy, you don't recognize your your ability and your successes and your excellence, and a lot of times you chalk it up to luck, and nobody gets that lucky, you know.
I think this is the difference between male and females, or one of them is that like I'm making fun of myself. For those of you who don't know, I played in the NFL for 5 years on and off, 9 different teams, 8 different contracts, never really settled anywhere, which is not demeaning or belittling. I'm saying that's a statement of fact. I still made it. Girl, I still made that work. You feel me? But I didn't crush it. Like, that's true. And it's not, anyway.
People behind the camera are shaking their heads because it's how. Much. What are you doing? Go back to the.
I was gonna take a break real quick.
No.
Okay. All right. No. Fine.
We'll go one more and then we'll take a break.
Okay, great. Well, that was from Kenny Lou, and I appreciate that. Tori Free says, Shawn, your messy bun is literally so perfect. That's kind of your staple.
I don't try. I just throw it up.
It's kind of your staple.
Can either Shawn or Andrew please tell us what you use for teeth whitening? Nothing really. Toothpaste.
I brush my teeth. That's it.
Yeah.
And then I floss, which is a hot topic, you know.
Yeah, you do floss a lot.
Not into flossing.
I hate flossing. I'm not gonna lie. Breaking news here. my
teammate actually from the Washington football team, had this theory that the people who floss, in order to get stuff out of their teeth, actually create bigger gaps between their teeth that need to be flossed more. And I was like, that's a good point, because if you have bigger gaps, food's gonna get stuck in there. Stuck in there.
I'm gonna go back to the question. We have used like Crest whitening strips before, or like whitening toothpaste.
Wouldn't say it's necessarily like a part of our daily ritual.
No, it's like maybe once or twice a year.
Kara Chrisman says, please go on tour again and please come to Milwaukee. We didn't hardly do any Midwest stops.
Yeah.
Also, Andrew, you have had an awesome career too. Give yourself more credit. Thank you, Kara.
Also, there's Golden Retriever comments. Andrew is Golden Retriever vibes. I agree with that.
What does that mean?
You're like sweet and cuddly and like all American and good protector. I love that you guys have a Golden Retriever because Andrew gives me Golden Retriever vibes. Interesting. Those are from separate people.
Ever since middle school, people have been making this comparison. So
you to a Golden Retriever?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
I also, ever since middle school, have gotten scolded by each coach I've had for laughing too much. Fun fact, random fact.
Those coaches suck.
No, it's like, stop. I'm like laughing in practice, which is sometimes is not acceptable.
Shows joy of the sport you're in. Gosh. Something that always sticks with me is how much Shawn always makes sure her husband knows how much he is loved.
Thank you, babe.
I feel weird reading this. I'm always trying to do this with my partner, especially since like Shawn and Andrew, we work together. They're so inspiring, and she always is pushing me to be more present, mindful, and loving. I just love the way they both are, the way they parent, and the energy they put into the YouTube stratosphere. Kyra Violet.
Maybe I'm self-indulged, but it wasn't until just now that I had the realization that this episode's kind of weird, that we're just hyping ourselves up.
I know.
But we didn't pull these comments. We didn't write the comments. What if we did, though? What if we actually wrote all of these?
I just started sweating.
Me too. Anyway, we're gonna continue doing this, even though it does feel like we're hyping ourselves up, because I think it's important. Dang it.
Okay. Should we take a break?
Let's take a break real quick. Today, our episode is brought to you by Element.
I am obsessed with this new company that we have partnered with and cannot believe that more people don't know about them.
Well, then let's tell them about them.
Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix. You know, we are all into the supplement game, the bev game, the drink game. But this drink mix has everything that you need and nothing that you don't. It contains science-backed electrolyte ratio, which is 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium.
Element is formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs and is perfectly suited for people who are following a keto, low carb, or paleo diet. You don't have to worry about all the fillers either.
And I love the fact that I can use it after my workouts for recovery because I know it will replace that sodium that I lost.
Element is used by everyone from the NBA, NFL, and NHL players to Olympic athletes to the everyday parent.
I actually wish this was around when I was competing because I needed it. Element is so sure you will love their product and come back for more. They are offering you a free Element sample pack. That's 8 single serving packets free. Just cover the cost of shipping, $5 for U.S. customers. Get yours at drinkelement.com/EastFam. This deal is not available on their regular website.
Try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, share it with a salty friend and we'll give you your money back. No questions asked. You have nothing to lose. You must go to drinklmnt.com/EastFam. Okay, next up, Miss Areno says, I love this gymnast. That is short and sweet. I love this gymnast.
No name.
This gymnast.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you. That's adorable. I'm assuming she's talking about me.
Yeah. Andrew, I think you're one of the coolest people ever. I'm so proud of you, and we've never met. Your laugh, your heart, your attitude about life is inspiring, and you've done great things, but the best part is yet to come. Lori Stewart. Becca, Lori, but I get it. I agree.
Don't get territorial. What? Ms. Hamilton says, am I the only one so impressed by Shawn's ability to walk backwards so gracefully?
Interesting.
I'm not sure what video that's in, in response to, but
that's a talent.
You pretty much do, honestly, everything great. I had Shawn long snap, which is what I did in football. She had better form than I did her first try. It's like everything she does is amazing.
Okay. This is not hyping myself up. This is just teaching you a little bit about myself.
You've hyped yourself up twice now.
So, fun fact, when I started training with Chow, he didn't know English. He knew like very, very little English. And he was pretty like recently retired from the gym, from competing in gymnastics himself. And I was one of his first students. So, he taught me from a very young age. He would show me how to do something, like he would actually do it himself, and then I would copy. Like that's how he taught me gymnastics. So if I was learning like a back handspring or a backflip, he would do it because he didn't know how to like verbally say everything. So I've just really learned how to like look at something and like mimic it. I learned by like visual.
Including your ability to walk backwards gracefully.
Yeah, I just watched someone who was great at walking backwards.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Heard of the memoir? Can you memoir?
I cannot. I've tried.
Kaylee Jean says, Shawn, you're such a genuine person and have such an uplifting IG page. Thank you for sharing those words that many of us, I know I did, need.
Thank you.
You do
I try to be real. Try to be real. It's kind of crazy how much our lives are similar. I'm going to be 30 in February. My husband and I got married around the same time as you guys. We had our daughter in December of 19. Just had our son June of 21. Wow. Jessica Ripko.
Jacqueline Faust says, love that even in fame, Shawn, you still stay humble. Love that you allow us into your lives. Love from Iowa. Aww. And the kids are adorable.
Thank you.
I will give you credit. You've been in the limelight ever since you were like 12. And the fact that you're not more self-indulged is impressive.
Thanks.
So
Should I be?
Fame is, as Drew Holcomb said when we interviewed him, the human heart is not made for fame. But you've navigated that well. Anyway.
I love that they don't pretend their relationship is perfect. They're honest about the struggles of being a growing young family, and I think that's important to show, and how they make it work through the tough times. From Kelly Lake. Thank you. We try to be honest with that.
Yeah. Jasmine Bennett says, I love you're able to be okay with formula feeding and breastfeeding. You have given me the courage to do what's best for our family instead of feeling guilt over not exclusively breastfeeding. That was such a hot topic and so difficult for you. So I do think that you sharing your experience has done some good.
Yeah. I truly... Little anecdote here. So we got very, very lucky with the pediatrician we found for our kids. He has been absolutely incredible. And I feel like every single time I walk into the pediatrician's office, or Andrew does, we are comforted in knowing that whatever decision we've made is okay and the kids are going to be great. They're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And paralleling that to social media, there's this huge gap in like the parenting world where people just want to make you feel guilty no matter what.
I don't agree. Go ahead.
Not on our channels,
Sure.
but there are a lot of people who try to question your choices. And so we, through you guys in our community, have been trying to be very encouraging and give you that comfort that we've been able to feel.
I think you've said this so well in the past. There's so many different styles of parenting.
Yes.
And people are so invested
Passionate.
in their own style that sometimes maybe there's a line crossed of like, I did it this way, it worked, you need to do it that way.
Exactly.
But there's a lot of good ways to parent, and I don't even know if there's a best way. But
Yeah.
don't feel guilty because you're doing it one way and your friend's doing it a different way, or you're hearing other people do it a different way. So anyway,
I'm going to read this one. Can we take a moment to not just acknowledge how wonderful Shawn is, but also how wonderful Andrew is, just to be in such awe of his wife and love her so much to make this whole inspirational video.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you did
baby.
that is what is a true love. That is what a true love relationship looks like. So beautiful. You guys inspire me not to settle and to keep looking until I find what you have in each other. Morgan Beller.
Wow, thank you, Morgan. That was one of the most fun videos I've made, was for Shawn's 30th birthday, kind of like a compilation of everything you've done, of all the clips that I could find on the internet, which I feel like just scratched the surface of the things that you've done in your life. Anyway, that was fun.
Thank you.
That was the last one. So big news. And Shawn's going to do Instagram stories on this soon, but Family Made is growing.
Oh, yes.
And I want to do an episode, first of all, with Caroline and Lexi, kind of the two team members who have been on the front lines and helped us do what we're doing. But we're going to be expanding Family Made, and what that means, we'll share more details of later. But also, there's going to be a Family Made podcast network.
I know.
Soon. We are wrapping things up with the network, and I'm pumped. So we're signing shows. If you have a podcast, we'll have a form that you can fill out if you're interested in joining. But our goal with Family Made is to create a brand where we can celebrate families together. And Shawn and I can only make so many podcasts, so many YouTube videos. So we want to have this collective of people who share our same values and share our same mission, for people to kind of just like have a go-to spot.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the forum side of things where there's long form discussion. We have articles that are being written.
Yes.
This podcast network is kind of the talent-led solution. And then we're also going to bring in experts to share helpful advice for every aspect of the family journey, whether that's dating, marriage, pregnancy, parenting, you name it. We're trying to provide you with the top-notch info. So,
and our mission and our goal is to be like the trusted source for good quality family content. It's very inclusive. It's very diverse. It covers anything that could be deemed as family. And we want it to be just that place that you can go and not worry about clickbait or things that are inappropriate or bias or political or whatever it means. We want truly to celebrate families in the genuine sense of the word.
To support and encourage families, no matter what that looks like. So anyway, we're very excited, and thank you for your support as in everything we do. If you made it this far, please subscribe to the show. Give it a rating on whatever platform you're listening on. That's all we got. I'm Andrew.
I'm Shawn.
We are the East Fam. Out.